In this lesson, we're going to be talking about circles. So let's start with the basic circle equation. So that goes x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals to r squared. So we're going to get into this in quite some detail in this lesson, but this h tells you whether the circle center moves horizontally. Once again, if it's negative, because it's in a bracket, it's always the opposite. So if it's negative, then that means it is going to the right, and if it's positive, then it means that it is going to the left. For this part over here, I'll do that in a different color. That tells you if your circle center moves vertically. And because it's in a bracket, once again, it's the opposite. So negative would mean up, plus would mean down. And then the last thing is that this R stands for the radius. Now we're going to go do a whole lot of examples where I'm going to show you exactly how all of this works. So here's our first example. So what we're going to do first is we're going to locate the center. Now, what you should understand is that a very basic circle would have a center at 0, 0. That is where the most basic circle you could ever have would start. But this circle has moved 3 to the right. Remember that minus means to the right. And it has moved 2 up, because negative means up when it's in a bracket like that. So where would the center of this circle be? Well, it's moved 3 to the right, and it's moved 2 up. So its center would be over there. Okay, so that is where the center would be. So the coordinates of that would be 3 and 2. The radius, now some students get this confused. They think that this is the radius. But remember, we said that this is equal to r squared. Remember in the previous slide, we said that this part is r squared. So what you could say is that 9 is equal to r squared, and then if you get r by itself, you would get 3. Some of you might be like, yeah, but shouldn't you say plus and minus because you're taking the square root? Yes, I agree, but when you're busy with circles, you can't have a negative radius. Okay, so the radius is going to be 3, and now we're going to draw the circle. So to do that, what I would recommend is if this is your center point, then the radius, remember, if you have a circle, then the radius is the distance from the center to the outside. So what we could do is we could go 3 to the outside, and we could make a little dot. We could go 3 up, we could make a little dot. We could go 3 to the left, make a little dot, and go 3 down and make a little dot. And then you can, as neatly as possible, try to draw like a circle through each of those points. Let's see how well this looks. Ugh, it's actually terrible. So let's try again. And so the rest of this lesson is just going to be us practicing this a few more times. So here's our next example. So we must remember that a circle originally starts at 0, 0. Now, if you have a minus 1 for the x, that means 1 to the right for the center and 4 down, because plus means down. So if we go 4 down, there, then that is where our center would be. So the coordinates of that would be 1, negative 4. The radius is, remember that number there is r squared. Now if you take the square root of that, you're just going to end up with 1. So the radius is 1. And so to draw this circle now, let's just put our little dot there. We would literally put a little dot, 1 to the right, 1 up, 1 to the left, 1 down, and then you can just draw. Whoop, that wasn't so great. And so that circle would look something like that. 2 more examples. So here's the next one. So this one has moved 4 to the right. So that's going to go 4 to the right. And then the y squared doesn't have anything. So what does that mean? It means that it has not moved up or down. Okay, so the center is going to be at that point over there. It's not going to go up or down. So that's going to have coordinates 4 and 0. The radius, we could find that by saying that r squared is equal to 9. And so r is equal to 3. So we're going to go 3 above. 3 to the, or let's first say that the radius is 3. Okay, and then 3 to the right, 3 to the left, 3 down, and then we can just draw something that hopefully looks like a circle. There we go, that wasn't too bad. And here's our last example. So with this x minus 3, that means 3 to the right. So remember, the original center would always be at the origin. So 3 to the right, and then 3 down, because plus means down. So we're going to go 3 down, and then there's the center over there. So the coordinates of that would be 3, negative 3. So x is 3, y is negative 3. The radius, you can say r squared is equal to 4. So the radius is 2. And then we can draw that. So we can go 2 to the right, 2 to the left, 2 up, 2 down. And then we can just draw a circle. Whoopsie. Like that.